I'm Jordyn LaBarge. Welcome to KTRM Studios on Thursday, November 5th. Tonight, we take a look at the university's new master program and the schedule for spring semester. These stories and more brought to you by KTRM Studios. You don't want to miss this. A proposal was made on October 24th for Truman State University to add a master's program in gifted education. Students who wish to become a Master of Arts in Gifted Education would need to fulfill 30 credits in the degree program, all of which would be offered online. The proposal included a total of 11 3-credit-hour online courses. A vote was taken, and the proposed resolution for a Master of Arts program in Gifted Education was passed unanimously. Reporter Enes El-Hassani interviewed Truman State University's President Sue Thomas about the ongoing election and its effect on students.
Hi, I'm Sue Thomas, the very proud president of Truman State University.
And we have the presidential debate here tonight, and you were invited to speak in the presidential debate. What do you think of such an event for Truman students?
This is one of the reasons why we were so focused on trying to get back on campus. You can't do a debate viewing party on Zoom. You could, but it doesn't have the same kind of impact. So the ability to have our students come together, watch the debate, have discussions amongst themselves, talk about alternative viewpoints is kind of the essence of it.
And do you think this could be a sensitive topic to some students to kind of have on campus, or do you think that is more beneficial for our community and for the students?
Yeah, I think it's enormously important to be able to understand all perspectives. Perspectives that are left in the dark can grow to be big and ugly and unmanageable. The best way to make your case is to clearly understand the perspectives of others. It's also, while I understand the sensitivity of it, it's also a way for us not to demonize others. We can thoroughly and totally and vehemently disagree with one another. But the ability to do that and not demonize each other is an enormously important thing.
And what could both candidates, President Donald Trump and Vice President Joe Biden, bring to Truman's future? What could they do for Truman in the future for the future president?
Well, I think a lot of people think that the federal government doesn't play much of a role, but I will tell you right now, the CARES money that came from the federal government is assisting us in COVID. When decisions are made about immigration kinds of policies, that dramatically influences our international students. And so actually the federal government and the president by executive orders can have huge impacts on the university that we have to deal with many times without our own making. So I think it's really important for students to pay attention to the presidential election and to really think about what they say they're going to do or what they have done, because it has had dramatic impacts on what Truman is able to do.
And what are you going to be talking about tonight before the debate?
Tonight I'm going to talk about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Antonin Scalia and their relationship, and actually the viral video that came out yesterday from the Utah governor candidates, because I think both of them really interestingly inform what a debate is versus an argument and how we should approach this kind of a process.
Okay, and what are you looking for tonight from Truman's community, from the students, from faculty coming to the debate?
I really hope people watch it, listen to it, become more fully informed so they can have the best informed decisions when they go ahead and vote. And awesome. I hope they all go vote.
Awesome. Thank you so much, President Thomas. And thank you for talking to me.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
The 2021 spring semester at Truman State University has been scheduled to begin on January 11th. Courses will continue to be offered in multiple formats, including in-person, online, and a hybrid combination. The setup for classrooms and common spaces will continue to allow for social distancing, and the campus-wide mask policy will remain in effect. The university is prepared to adjust its approach to the spring semester if necessary, whether it is shifting entirely online or relaxing certain protocols. The university's decision will depend on the circumstances surrounding COVID-19 and in consultation with guidelines from the CDC, the Adair County Health Department. Students, faculty, and staff were asked to provide feedback on a variety of schedule options for the spring semester. The majority of students and approximately half of faculty voted to maintain Truman's standard spring schedule for next semester. The university will close on January 18th in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Students will receive a break from classes from March 8th through 12th for spring break and on April 5th for term break. Reporter Enes Alassani interviewed Associate Vice President for Student Health and Wellness, Dr. Brenda Higgins, about the COVID-19 tracking and testing.
Hello, this is Anas Al-Hassani, and today we're going to be talking to Dr. Brenda Higgins, the Associate Vice President for Student Health and Wellness on campus, about COVID tracking and testing. Dr. Higgins will tell us more about the testing methods we have on campus and the number of cases we have. This interview was done October 28th, and some information could be out of date. To check out the most current information about COVID, please head to truman.edu/coronavirus. Here's the interview with Dr. Higgins.
I'm Brenda Higgins. I'm the Associate Vice President for Student Health and Wellness. The process is a student calls the health center and makes an appointment for a Zoom visit. And they have an appointment with a nurse practitioner who talks with them about their symptoms, about what their contact was, if they had contact, and determines then what the best time frame for testing would be and what the best test would be, whether a rapid test or a PCR test.
You said you use two different types of testing. What are they and what's the difference between them?
We do the Abbott ID Now test, which is a rapid test. We get results within 15 minutes. So we do it right in our lab. The nurse runs the test and reads the results, and we report to the student that same afternoon. We're always careful before we go home for the day that we've notified every student the result of their test. Those tests are pretty good tests. But the PCR tests that are run at the lab are even higher quality tests. The ones, the rapids we do in our lab, the PCRs are done by Quest or LabCorp.
How many tests have we done? Have the school done so far for students?
We've done around 450, and of course that changes daily.
Okay, 450. And do you know, like how many are students? How many faculty members?
No, we are only testing students.
Okay.
The Student Health Center does not provide services to faculty and staff.
So faculty and staff have to go somewhere else to get this, but then the numbers still go on the website.
Yes, the numbers are reported to us by the Adair County Health Department for our faculty and staff.
And how many testing kits does Truman have, or does Truman receives every whatever period of time?
We never know. We get whatever we're allotted each week. Currently, I think yesterday we were delivered about 40, and we already had maybe 10 in stock. So we just get our allotment. We have never run out at this point in time. There are many more people quarantining than are positive. Anybody who has close contact with a positive case would be in quarantine for 14 days. So the number of people in quarantine is not reflective of the number of positive cases. So isolation is positive cases. And as far as isolation, we have some students isolated on campus and some who have preferred to go home for their isolation. If you're asking me, do I believe that we know about every single positive case? No. And I believe the only way that we would know that is if we did surveillance testing of a large number of asymptomatic students. The cases that I've given you are people who are actually positive cases, not quarantine cases.
Yeah.
So those numbers are positive cases. They're not the number of students in quarantine. The number of students in quarantine would be much higher. We know that there are people out there amongst our faculty, our staff, and our students who are probably positive and don't know it, which is why we recommend, the 6 feet distancing in classes, the wearing of masks, all those kind of protective factors.
Dr. Brenda Higgins, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Students of the True 100 Feed class have a goal this semester to research, volunteer, and collect food for people in need through the hunger relief organization known as Feeding America. This class has engaged in multiple projects, including volunteering at Take Root Cafe and the White Rose Catholic Worker Farm, as well as running a food drive at local grocery stores. The food drive collected $1,300 and over 750 pounds of food, which was taken to the pantry for Adair County. Zach Wyman talked with women's basketball head coach Theo Dean and men's basketball player Sam Locke about how their fall season was affected.
The Truman State men and women's basketball teams will return to action in a shortened all-conference schedule. The teams will play 22 games consisting of every GLVC team once and division opponents twice. Truman has been placed in the Central Division with Lindenwood, Maryville, Umsel, and Quincy. Women's head coach Theo Dean talked about the advantages and disadvantages of an all-conference schedule.
Some of the advantages is that, every game matters. So for us, mentally, it's an advantage because I want our girls to be focused every single game. I want them to understand that every game matters and that you have to bring your all and give your all every single game. Where the disadvantage comes from is those exhibition games really help you figure out lineups, your depth. It helps you figure out all of those things. The non-conference games help you figure out those things, help you try some things out. Maybe you don't know if you're going to play a good mixture of zone or not. You can't really try that out in conference because if you lose that game, you're 0-1 conference.
Due to the pandemic, preseason has been unusual, and Coach Dean believes the regular season will be different as well.
I think it'll be a lot different just with, possibility of no fans all season and different things like that. For us, our preseason started about 3 to 4 weeks later than normal. So just where we are right now compared to last year is a lot different, along with the possibility of, not realistically being able to get through all the games. There's never been something that's probably ever been thought of. So I think just the unknown and how the unknown affects basketball and games and practices, I think will make things a lot different with everything.
The men's basketball team will face similar struggles with playing an altered season. Redshirt freshman Sam Locke says the biggest thing for the team is adapting to how the season may go.
We have to be very flexible with everything that's going on just because we don't really know. The worst thing is the coaches and our athletic director and people like that, they have to be super flexible because things are changing for them all the time. So then as players, it doesn't always go down the ladder. So we don't ever really know what's really going on. We just have to be flexible and be ready to do anything just because things are always constantly changing. So that's just the biggest thing is just flexibility, just as everyone is with this whole COVID-19 thing that's going on.
Even though this season will be different, Locke says the goal remains the same and he is ready to get back into game mode.
The thing I'm looking forward to most is just playing games against our conference and trying to get another conference championship back to back. That's our biggest main goal is we really want to get back to where we were at the end of last season before COVID shut everything down for us. But we really just want to get back to that position we were in so we could really take opportunity from it.
Both the men and women will open up their season on November 27th against Lewis University, and the GLVC tournament will be held in March.
Stay tuned after the break for the Truman weather forecast with Amelia Pelez.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
All right, this week is going to be pretty nice, especially for November. As you can tell today, it's been pretty sunny and warm. The same is going to be for Friday and Saturday with highs of 74 and 71, lots of sunshine. Sunday it is going to be a little bit cloudier, but still pretty warm, high of 74, low of 60. Moving on into next week, that's when we'll start to see more clouds and more rain maybe. Monday it is going to be pretty cloudy, still with a high of 73 and low of 45, kind of similar to Sunday. Tuesday we might have some scattered thunderstorms. It'll be chillier with a high of 52 and a low of 28. Moving on into Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have some cloudier, chillier days with highs of 46 and 50. This has been your Truman weather forecast. Stay tuned after the break.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Up next, Josie and Ennis host a Q&A in honor of Native American Heritage Month.
My name is Emily Smith. I'm a sophomore with an interdisciplinary major in socio-communication.
My name's Ethan Kershaw. My major is political science right now, and this is my second year at Truman.
I'm Sophia Decker. I'm a junior nursing major.
My name is Rainey Hartman, and I'm also a junior nursing major.
So my name is Mohammed Mustari Abdi Kabir. I'm from Ethiopia. I'm majoring in physics pre-engineering, and this is my second semester as a freshman.
What Heritage Month is celebrated in November? Is it the Native American Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, or Asian Heritage Month?
I want to say Native, because I know Hispanic is October, but I don't know November.
I'll guess Asian.
I've seen some stuff about Hispanic Heritage Month, so I know it's either this month or it was last month. So I'm still going to guess that. My guess is going to be Hispanic Heritage Month.
I'll go with Hispanic.
You're close. That was last month. Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated from September 15th to October 15th.
All right.
It is the Native American Heritage Month. Which president declared November as the Native American Heritage Month? Is it George W. Bush, Barack Obama, or Clinton?
Your turn.
We'll go with Barack Obama.
We're going to go with Bill. We're going to go with Bill Clinton.
Clinton?
I'm going to go with George W. Bush.
That is correct. It is George W. Bush, right. What was the population of the Native Americans in the U.S. as of 2010 census? 3.6 million, 5.2 million, or 10 million?
I'm going to go with 3.6.
All right, 5.2.
3? 3.2? 5?
The second one.
5.2 million? That is correct. How many years have Native Americans been on this land? 5,000 years, 10,000 years, or more than 15,000 years?
I feel like 5.
I'm going to go with 10,000.
I think it's all up to Bible following, but I'm going to guess the third one.
Over 15,000 years? You are right.
I'm going to say more than 15.
That is correct.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM, pick up a copy of the Index, and look at Detours Magazine's latest adventure online. Don't forget to also check out our news content on tmn.truman.edu. You can also follow KTRM Studios on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you missed a part of our broadcast tonight, check out KTRM Studios on YouTube. If you ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head on over to tmn.truman.edu/apply to fill out an application today. From all of us here at TMN, thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of the week.